Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, 50 Shades of Geek.
Wanna be juvenile, give a fuck about the rest of shit, you and I. This shit get it installed and I put it out. Fuck two addicts under the influence now. We gon' take some of the shots of that rim straight. Plenty fish, but I need my own private lane. She a perfect match, I don't need Ricky Lake. If we take a wrong turn, then we get it straight.
So by the title, you guys already know this is going to be a very, very serious video. I have my notebook in front of me because I do want to stay on topic. I want to make sure I get this story 100% right, because not only did it affect me, it affected people around me, and it's about other people. Disclaimer, I will not be saying any names. Every proof, screenshot, anything that I post, I will be blurring everyone's name out. I don't have time for the extra drama, even though it may come with a video. It is what it is. This situation happened almost a year ago, and I think it's time just to tell my side of the story, because during this whole ordeal that I will be discussing, I remained quiet the whole time. So here we go. I just want this video just to say, like I said, say my side of the story, and also bring clarity to the situation about like what happened and what went down, because like I said, the whole time that the situation had happened over social media, I didn't say anything. I didn't post about it. I didn't talk to people about it except my boyfriend and my family. It was just a growing moment for me, and I just want, like I said, this channel is going to be about clarity, transparency, and just getting things across, lessons I've learned that could help someone else. So let me start. This situation started back in July of, I want to say July 2019. I came back home from Savannah, and I was previously still talking in the middle of something, situationship with a dude that I knew in Savannah. And when I got back to Columbus, me and him, we just started, just, of course, our connection just went away. We just really just stopped talking. And I was on Twitter, and I came across this dude from Columbus, Georgia. Like I said, I'm going to call him Roger. This whole story, his name is going to be Roger. I met Roger in, I want to say it was the end of July 2019, in the beginning of August 2019. We started texting each other. I figured out who he was on Twitter. That's how we first became acquainted with each other. Had first ever conversation was on Twitter, and he asked for my Instagram. He's like a known person on Twitter. He tweets a lot, everything. So I thought he was funny. Like, it wasn't anything like that at first. I just really thought the dude was funny. And I thought, I got on Twitter just to make jokes and just retweet funny stuff and just say some stupid stuff. That's what Twitter kind of is for. He asked for my Instagram, and I noticed, I think he sent me a DM or something like that. Do not quote me. And I realized that he had already tried to talk to me back in 2016. He had tried to talk to me back in 2016, and from there we just had conversations. We got to know each other, and we began texting frequently. He came down to Columbus because he actually is from Columbus, but he's in the military, so he lives off in a different city, but still in Georgia. So he came down for a weekend. We went to go see each other, spent time, and from there we just kicked it off. Like, we started going on dates, bowling, we went to the fair. It was all good and dandy, but at the same time, I should have stepped back from the situation. I fell fast. I should have stepped back from the situation, realized I was still dealing with the dude from Savannah. Yes, we had just stopped talking, but the feelings were still there. And so, looking back now, I should have waited instead of trying to jump into a relationship with Roger. That's essentially what I did. I wanted a relationship. I wanted to feel loved. And at the time when I was just got back from school, my grandma was recently diagnosed with colon cancer. She had to do her chemo. She had to do surgery. All in this time that I was and I was looking for love in all the wrong places. And I rushed it. And that was a big thing, a big red flag to him. So I can admit that that was wrong of me. I was rushing into something that was really nothing, essentially. Fast forward to October. Around my birthday, me and my best friend, we went to Savannah to go to the homecoming just to have fun. I was turning 21, so hey, I wanted to go out and drink with my best friend. So that's what we did. I went to Savannah, and like I said previously, the dude that I was talking to, I went to go see him. Did we do anything? No.
Roger.
Situation. So it was kind of fucked up, but hey. So we're gonna fast forward to November and December.
Roger.
Kind of fell off. We got into a relationship and essentially it just ended because we really didn't know each other. And yes, I did take it personally. I'm like, it's either black or white to me. It's kind of like no in between when it comes to certain things, and that's something that I'm learning from my current relationship now. There is a middle, and there is an in between, and I had to really learn that. But at that point in my life, I did not, like I said, it was just black and white to me. So we weren't dating, but we still went out, if that makes sense. Like, we were still talking to each other, doing things together. October, November, and December, we weren't in a relationship. That was already established. We just said the relationship thing was not going to work, and we were just doing things people do in a relationship. We weren't in it. It wasn't like we date each other, we go together. That was not. It was clear that we were not in a relationship, but we just did things together. In January of 2020, I met back up with my high school sweetheart, someone that I loved since high school. I'm not ashamed to admit that because he's my soulmate. That's just what that is. Me and him, we started back talking, and this time around this time, like I said, when
Roger,
he didn't want to be in a relationship, it woke me up to the fact that this wasn't really gonna work, and it woke me up to the fact that when he told me that I was essentially rushing things, I came to terms with that, and I accepted that because that's what it was. Because essentially I didn't really know him, and it wasn't where I really wanted to be in a relationship with him. I wanted something, and that woke me up to realize, yeah, this is fun and all. I can keep doing this for now because I don't have anything else going on. But he was like, he didn't want kids. Kids is something that I really wanted, and we just, a lot of things that I felt was necessary, important in a relationship, he felt the opposite. Like, he didn't take marriage and anything seriously. Like, in the future, if I'm talking to you, dating, essentially that's something I want to do. I don't date just to date. So he was saying that he didn't want kids. He didn't care about being married. He believed in open relationships. Like, you should be able to do that. And that's something that I didn't. And in hindsight, him saying he believed in open relationships, I should have been paying attention to that. But we're going to get into that just a little later on our timeline, okay? So let's go to January. In January, I had back up with my current boyfriend now. And one thing about me and the dude that I met back up with and who I'm still in a relationship with, I've known him since the 9th grade, and I've liked him, loved him since the 9th grade. We've been on and off just for years because at the time we both needed to grow individually, not together. So me and him started back communicating. We're just communicating, and essentially I was just backing up from
Roger.
I'm the type of person, I don't like to hurt people's feelings, and I don't speak up a lot when it comes to myself. I can speak up and say anything and help defend anybody, but when it comes to myself, which is so sad, I didn't do that with
Roger.
at the time. Like I said, I should have, ended things there, but I didn't because it was an attachment. In February, I had lost my uncle due to cancer, and so I just when I lost my uncle, I feel like that was a sad moment for me, and I went through a lot alone dealing with that. Because one thing about me, I don't go to funerals, it's unsettling to me. Even though death is a part of life, it was very just unsettling to me. So that was a rough patch. And for now, he was there, gentle, loving, and he always was that. I want to say through February and March, me and Los, we weren't really talking. Like, once you've made that clear you didn't want to be in a relationship and you felt like I was pushing you, after you said we was rushing into things, you didn't want to really be in a relationship, you didn't want all these things that I look forward to into a relationship, that just put a red flag in front of me, a red stop sign, and I just completely just detached myself from the situation, and I just was hanging out with my high school sweetheart. April came around, and that's when me and Roger had zero conversations, and me and my current boyfriend now were picking things up, getting into something very serious. Y'all, the tea is in May. When May hit, when May came around, it got so real, y'all. Before I start, I want to say the safety into getting tested for STDs. Get tested, because I want it to be a normal thing for men to go. Like, a lot of women are known to go get tested, not saying all, because there's, like I always tell my boyfriend, there's always a 3%. But I feel like men should normalize going to get checked. Not saying they don't, but like I said, men should normalize going to get checked, especially if you're being sexually active with one person, two people. It doesn't matter how many people, you need to go get checked. I mean, I do not remember the month that he went and got tested, but he texted my phone and was just like, he said he, basically, I'm not even gonna go into detail about all of that. I just know that he texted my phone saying that he went to get tested. He showed me the paperwork, and he was just like, oh, well, the first thing he was saying, well, you're gonna leave me, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. And I'm just like, that's not what's important right now. The important thing is, this is what you have. Don't worry about, am I gonna leave you and all this and that. You just find out that you just have something that you can never get rid of. So essentially, just like, your priorities are really fucked up. And at the time when he told me that he had an STD, of course I was mad and disgusted. I'm gonna be honest about that. But essentially, I'm not a mean person. I'm not gonna go out and talk about you. I'm not gonna try to go out and expose you for what I get nothing out of that at the end of the day, because essentially, whether we're together or not, I did care about you, even on a friend level. So I wasn't gonna sit here and bash you. I was actually, after I got over being mad and disgusted, I was still trying to be your friend. And he just kept saying, I know for sure we can't be together and all this and that. And I'm just like, right now you just need to be focused on your health, and you need to be thinking back, like, when did you get these? Was this the first time? Like, you need to be thinking about other stuff other than being with me, because essentially, it's like he kept saying, oh, I know you're not going to be with me now and all this and that. So when May came around, like I said, there were just no contact at all. We weren't really talking. We weren't talking to each other at all, and I wasn't replying back to any of his messages, because in hindsight, I should have just told him, just said, we're done. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I didn't. I just left it alone. I went ghost, and I regret doing that. I don't even know if looking back, I don't even know if I would have told him I'm done with him. I still believe that he would have reacted the same way that he acted. I don't think it would have went different than how it went, this whole situation had played out. On May 23rd, he texted my phone. He said, like, I'm texting you. I did not respond. He waited a little bit, and he reacted to the message with an exclamation. I didn't text back. And then at 9:49 p.m., he texted my phone basically saying, you're gonna keep ignoring me, huh? All right, say less. And he put the little thumbs up. Still didn't say anything to him. Then I saw that he got on Twitter and he tweeted, my ex is ignoring me. I'm about to blow her phone up, right? I think this was the same day. I'm gonna have all the screenshots, everything, so you guys can see that I'm not making any of this up. He tweeted that the same day, and he got on Instagram at 2:59 a.m. and was blowing my Instagram up. At the time, I was asleep. And you know when somebody sends you messages on Instagram and they unsend them? That's what he did. And I'm gonna, like I said, everything is gonna be shown on here on the video. As you can see, He sent all these messages, and it said the sender sent the message or whatever. He had sent all those at 2:59 a.m. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to see them because I was asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. In July, that's when he decided to pick it back up. So, like I said, this was almost a year ago. In June, I don't believe we had any contact in June. I don't have all our messages. I only have the screenshots of him acting crazy. When he hit me up July the 6th, this is when I just finally had to just end this, because it was just like it wasn't gonna resolve on its own. Like, I just thought he would get the hint, and that's my fault because I should have put an end to it. But like I said, I really just wanted to end. I didn't want to deal with it. So he DM'd me crazy ass messages. That's when he said he's gonna kill me, and at that point it was kind of like it was a red flag to me, but I didn't let it bother me as much. Like I said, we lived in the same state, but we didn't live in the same city. You had to go on Twitter and lie and diminish me, deframe my character, just do all these things just because I was not responding to you. If you thought I honestly gave you something, why were you repeatedly kept trying to be with me? I honestly feel like he's a mastermind with computers. That's his job in the military, is just IT stuff. So I really just did not believe anything that he was saying. On July the 6th, he basically tweeted that he'll be a green ass nigga if he was to kill me, and that how is he supposed to just let things go and I suffer no consequences. The reason why he tweeted this, and I can't be 100% sure because I'm not him, and of course I didn't ask him about that, is because I wasn't talking to him. I wasn't giving him the attention that he wanted from me. I didn't say anything to him. Like, you waited months after to get on Twitter and deframe me. Like, that was what I couldn't understand, but it's not for me to understand, essentially. July the 9th at 9:37 p.m., he sent me this long message. Basically, I'm just going to sum the message up. I'm going to post screenshots of it so you guys can see how long this message actually was. And on the basic message thing, you can see on the arrow. And once a message has those arrows, you know the message is in depth, super, 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 super long. He basically said he can't control how he feels. He wants me to be happy. He apologized for saying that he's gonna kill me. He apologized for saying that we were moving too fast, but that's what he felt like. He apologized for not being there for me. He wants me to be happy, essentially, because that's what it's for. He said he was basically sorry for trying to change me and wanted me to be different. They wanted me to become something that I wasn't. He was saying that it's just too late for us, that he knew once he found out what he had, he knew that I wasn't going to stay with him, and he wasn't trying to force me to do that. And at the end of the message, he just said he still wanted to be my friend, because that's the corny little word that we use. And I really thought at that point, I said, okay, well, this is the end of it. I came at peace. And he also said, let me make sure I say this part. He also said that he sent this off of an app, so I wouldn't be able to respond back to him. So he wouldn't even know he wouldn't know if I was to respond back to him, because he wasn't going to be able to get the message. So when he sent that, yes, I did read it, and I felt at peace with that, because I thought that was the end. I said, finally, this is coming to an end. I don't have to go back and forth with him. This is the maturity that we both need. This is the closure that we both needed to move on. But no. The next day is when hell started, right? I was downstairs in the car with my boyfriend. We were going to Atlanta for a couple days just to spend time with each other. Little smallest couple thing. And so my boyfriend was showing me a video on Instagram, and it showed up darkskin.envy, which is my Instagram name, is calling you. So we both just looked at each other like real crazy. And I was just like, well, maybe I'm sitting on my phone or I'm accidentally like calling him. So then I looked down where my phone was lying. My phone was locked. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I opened my phone, and about this time, we didn't answer the phone call, of course, and the call had ended. And then they call back again. So I'm just like, I'm not calling you. So I grab my boyfriend's phone, I answer it, and guess who's on the line? Roger, y'all.
Wait a damn minute. What?
We gon' take some of the shots of that rim straight. Plenty feast, but I need my own private lane. She a perfect match, I don't need Ricky Lake. If we take a wrong turn, then we get it straight.